What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video. I'm your host. Actually, I'm not your host because this isn't on Nights of Horror. Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another Boo Bros video. Now, over at the Nights of Horror, my channel, we are doing HHN week because our event over here on the West Coast starts next week, September, I believe, 9th? September 9th it starts. That means on the East Coast, HHN has already begun. It is, I think, day 3, because they had an employee preview night, and then yesterday, I think, was opening, and today is the first Friday. I don't know. I may be wrong. But, nonetheless, I am preparing to go to HHN on Hollywood's opening week. Yes, I know. A lot of people will call me a fake fan for that, and I haven't missed an opening day in over 5 or 6 years now.
Shut up. Get out.
But it's the 30th anniversary of Halloween Horror Nights out in Orlando, and I have to see that. I have to see it. So I thought it'd be fun to share my most anticipated list overall for all mazes, scare zones, and the 2 shows. Yes, I even made an anticipation list for the 2 shows. But nonetheless, let's just jump right into it with the mazes, starting with number 10, from least to most anticipated. Revenge of the Tooth Fairy. Now, I know the only thing I've seen from this maze is a POV walkthrough at HHN Light. I do not know if they've made any changes or whatnot, but nonetheless, it was not really a maze that caught my attention, but I still would be very excited to go through it because it's an HHN Orlando original, which I hear are amazing. But again, not something that really caught my interest in 2020 when they had walkthroughs of it, but I am going to check it out. Maybe it will go higher on my list, or maybe it'll stay the same when we do a overall review of it. Number 9 is going to go to the Wicked Growth Realm of the Pumpkin. I don't know. It's an original pumpkin maze, so I want to see their take on it. However, I've already kind of seen an original pumpkin maze with Pumpkin Eater here at Knott's Scary Farm on the West Coast. Not saying it's going to be the same, but I do hope to see something original and new from HHN Orlando, which I don't doubt in my mind they probably did accomplish that. From what I hear, it was one of the highest grossing mazes opening night of a wait time. At least every photo that I've seen, there was a huge wait time for this maze, unless that was the thing glitching out, which makes a lot more sense. But yeah, Wicked Growth, Realm of the Pumpkin Eater, Realm of the Pumpkin is going to be my number 9. Number 8 for me, Puppet Theater. Now, there was a lot of hype when they announced this maze. Last year during the pandemic, they gave a full-on behind-the-scenes tour of it, and everything kind of giving a little kind of documentary. It was a little 8-minute documentary that got leaked. So I've kind of already gotten an idea of what this maze is going to be about. However, I still am very interested to see how the story plays out. I'm excited to see the overall set design, the characters, and everything. So I cannot wait for that. Number 7. Now, a lot of people are going to hate me because I put 3 originals before this one. But I'm a fan of this film, and that is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We are getting it here on the West Coast as well. This is the first out of many shared properties that we have at the event this year. But Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I'm excited to see not only Orlando's facade, but how they accomplish and tackle the maze, their adaptation of it. So I'm excited to see and compare the 2 mazes this year in a future video we might do for East versus West here on the channel. So subscribe, click that bell notification, hit like for this video for more videos like this. Number 6, Case Files Unearthed Legendary Truth. I remember Eddie and I talking about Legendary Truth a lot. We thought it was actually going to tie into the Scary Ohio maze, but it doesn't. It's its own thing. I'm excited to see kind of more of the Legendary Truth files. Apparently this has been an ongoing Easter egg and reference to the event for many years now, so it only makes sense that they finally give it its own maze. But I'm excited to see Legendary Truth come to life. The closest thing we have compared to that there for over here would be Paranormal Inc., which is basically like a ghost hunting paranormal TV show that you get put in at an asylum. Sadly, for all you Knott's fans and anyone who's ever been to Knott's Scary Farm, it's its last year this year. So I'm excited to not only see Paranormal Inc. this year, but Case Files Unearthed Legendary Truth, which will probably have nothing to do with each other, but it's still going to be a fun time to go through. Number 5 is going to go to The Haunting of Hill House. Now, a lot of people are probably going to hate me for this one, but let me explain why. I think, for one, the facade of the house looks phenomenal. It looks phenomenal. I've seen pictures of it, and it looks great. They've even released pictures of more inside the house and inside the maze and everything. Looks fantastic. The one thing I love about HHN Orlando is they never miss a detail. They paint, add props, scenery, everything from start to finish, top to bottom, of just scenery, and I love it. And I love how much detail they put into these mazes, so I don't doubt in my mind Haunting the Hill House will be fantastic. At least I know if the Hollywood one for some reason is disappointing, then at least I know I got to go through the Orlando one first. So there's that. Number 4 for me is going to be The Bride of Frankenstein Lives. Now, I'm a huge Universal Monsters fan, as probably are all of you. The Universal Monster trilogy that we've gotten here in Hollywood is second to none. This is going to be the 3rd adaptation to the Universal Monsters storyline. Over here in Hollywood, we had Universal Monsters, which featured Dracula, Frankenstein's monster, the Mummy, the Wolfman, the Phantom of the Opera, the Invisible Man, the Hunchback. It wasn't the Hunchback, never mind. And Dr. Frankenstein himself. It's been a phenomenal journey to see where these mazes have gone. The only difference, I think, with ours is we actually got the music by Slash, and they are similar, different. We tell like an ongoing story where kind of Orlando, which I like about this, kind of pays tribute to the monsters that started it all, really. So I'm excited to see where this one goes with theirs. I saw brief walkthroughs of this, and it looked very, very amazing, so I can't wait to see it in person. If they change anything, whatnot, I'm excited. Number 3, Welcome to Scary Horror in Heartland. I remember on an episode of East vs. West, Eddie and I would talk about, we were talking about Cary, Ohio, and some breaking down some of the secrets and stuff. So we were speculating that they were going to get a known maze, and we thought it was going to be tied into Legendary Truth. However, they both got separate mazes, so I'm excited about that. And to explore more of this mysterious Easter egg reference that's been appearing at HHN, again, since like early days of HHN out there in Orlando, to finally give it its story and its maze and to explain more. It's going to be really cool to see that, and I'm super excited for that, especially for me going for the first time, and it's the 30th anniversary. I am super excited for that. Number 2 for me, Beetlejuice. Now, I was hoping this was going to come to HHN Hollywood, and when I found out it wasn't coming, I was a little sad and disappointed about it. However, when I knew I was coming to HHN Orlando, I knew I was going to see this regardless. And Beetlejuice is one of my favorite horror comedy films of all time. Michael Keaton, I'm a huge Michael Keaton fan. Tim Burton, an amazing director. They whipped up something amazing with this film, and I am super excited to go see what they brought to life with Beetlejuice. Again, I saw some footage walkthrough of it last season when they had it for that weekend, Halloween weekend, out in Orlando, and it looked phenomenal, so I want to see it in person, and I can't wait to see it in person. And my most anticipated maze, by process of elimination, Halloween Horror Nights Icons Captured. Anyone that gets into the Orlando event, they were pretty much in love with the event because they saw an icon of some sort. That icon to me is Jack the Clown. There are so many great icons over the years that have come and gone to the event, and they've all been phenomenal in their own ways, but I don't know, when I first saw Jack the Clown, on any advertisements or just seeing footage of him and how funny he was and how freaking dope he looked, Jack the Clown was the reason why I wanted to come to this event, and I'm finally, the first time I ever get to come to this event, he's going to be there. I am beyond stoked for that. I mean, I heard a lot of rumors about this maze. I have not seen any walkthroughs. I'm trying to hold off from watching any walkthroughs because I really want to be surprised when I go through these mazes. But from what I heard in this maze, you're going to be, you know, it's going to be like basically a fight, and every icon's going to be fighting, and at the end of the maze, every night it's going to be a different icon that comes up victorious. I think that's a brilliant idea. It reminds me of the Freddy vs. Jason they did out here in Hollywood, where every fight at the end of each day, or every day, it was a new ending to the maze. Whether Freddy won or Jason won, someone was coming off headless and someone was holding the head. So I'm excited to see this. I really am. And not to mention so many great other icons. The Storyteller, Caretaker, all them. Great fucking icons, dude. And I can't wait to see them up close. I am super excited for this, and I am beyond stoked. This is the most anticipated maze on my list for Orlando. Let's jump into some scare zones, because they got some pretty gnarly scare zones this year, from least to most anticipated. Starting off with number 5, Gorewood Forest. I don't know much about this. That's why I put it at number 5. So, yeah. Enough said. Number 4 is going to go to Seek and Destroy. Now, this one, from what I heard, is alien-based, and I'm a huge sci-fi guy, so aliens are going to be really cool to see. Plus, it's named after a Metallica song, so one can only hope that they play Seek and Destroy at least once in that scare zone. But if they don't, I won't be pissed. I just like the sci-fi aspect of it, and I can't wait to see what happens. Number 3, Crypt TV. Now, Crypt TV has been teased at the event for many years now. If you guys gone, I can speak for Hollywood at least. If you've ever gone to the HHN Hollywood event, it has been played in the lines, a lot of the shorts while you wait in lines for mazes, the Terror Tram and whatnot. A lot of Crypt TV shorts have been played in the past. So there's a relationship there that's been brewing for them to come to the event one day, either in a scare zone or a maze. Usually the test goes with Orlando. They started off with a scare zone, much like Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and they finally give it a maze the next year, with Hollywood adapting it into also a scare zone as well. So I'm excited to see the Crypt TV Monsterverse, Look-See, the Birch, all these terrifying creatures I've watched since the start of Crypt TV come to life at Halloween Horror Nights and scare the hell out of me. I'm super stoked to see that, and I cannot wait to see what they come up with that. Now, this is going to probably tick some people off, because my number 1, it's a person that I wanted to see at the event for so long. So I'm going to start with number 2, which is 30 Years, 30 Fears. Now, this is probably everyone's most anticipated list, because all the icons are probably going to be in it. But it is, I'm very excited to see this one, because again, not only do I get to see them in HHN Icons Captured, but I get to see them in 30 Years, 30 Fears. But, you know, it's going to be a lot of fun to see all these icons. But there's one icon that we were snubbed of due to the tragic events of 9/11. And that's my boy Eddie. Lights, Camera, Haction, Eddie's Revenge. I have talked to Eddie-tainment about this icon so many times on East vs. West to try to get as much info, because I think Jack's brother Eddie is fucking legendary. It's because the fact that he hasn't been at the event really at all because of the tragic events of 9/11, they had to scrap him. And now we get to get him 30 years, 30th anniversary. Like, I cannot wait to see what this scare zone has to offer. I mean, Eddie is such a, you know, for the diehard fans to know who Eddie is, I mean, you know, you really have to dig deep into Universal's files to kind of find who Eddie is. But Eddie, I'm excited to see Jack's brother, and I cannot wait to see what they have to do with this scare zone. Now, there's only 2 shows, and I thought I'd anticipate them. Starting with number 2 is going to be Halloween Nightmare Fuel. I don't know much about it. Just doesn't, I mean, again, like I said, don't know much about it, so I can't really talk much on it. But number 1 is going to be obviously their Lagoon show, Marathon of Mayhem Carnage Factory, which I have big speculation that it's going to be hosted by Jack, one of my favorite, actually my favorite icon of all time at Universal Orlando. So I saw last year's Lagoon show on YouTube, and I know that doesn't do any justice to it, but god damn did it look beautiful. So I can't wait to see this in person. This is going to be a lot of fun, and you'll probably see a POV perspective of the show on the channel, so stay tuned. But that is my most anticipated list for Halloween Horror Nights, all the Orlando, for the mazes, scare zones, and shows. let me know what you guys are looking forward to. If you guys already been to the event, let me know what's good, what's not good. But if you guys are going to the event, let me know what your list is for Orlando's event. I'm super excited. We're going to be flying out there next week as of this recording of this video, and I'm so stoked to hopefully hang with a couple of the Boo Bros and just soak in the event, because it's a brand new event for me, and just knocks off another state of my goal to hit one state in every or one haunt in every state. So we'll see what happens. But until then, I'm Anthony from the Knights of Horror. If you guys are new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button with that bell notification be where every time the Boo Bros put up a new video. If you guys really enjoyed today's video, hit that like button. It shows a lot of the support. Leave your comments down of your most anticipated mazes, scare zones, and shows are, or let me know what's good and what's not good. Until then, I'm Anthony from the Knights of Horror, and we'll see you guys next time right here on the Boo Bros.